All right, we're winding down. Thank you to everyone who's tuning into all these. I know this is the nerdy stuff. A lot of people don't like to watch this. They want the pure entertainment. This is kind of fun for me, though. I like to see where the team is midway through the season, halfway, third of the way, whatever. These are 1/3 of the way through the season. This is going to be the safeties. Then we're going to have the linebackers. Then we're going to have the cornerbacks last. And then in the cumulative video, I'll put it all together. I'll show where everyone ranks with the grading scale, and then I'll add the special teams in that as well. I know everyone thinks we should be like super high on special teams, but we can't kick anything past the 50-yard field goal. We are high on special teams. We're stronger than most in special teams, especially with Torrey Taylor. So, anyways, getting into this, here's the safeties. Obviously, Kevin Byard is a beast. A lot of people know from watching me before the draft, watching me before the preseason when we were signing free agency, I really wanted us to go after Xavier McKinney. That was my number one target. Obviously, he's paid off some big dividends for the Packers, 4 or 5 games in a row where he had an interception. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, really, really doing well. But my thing I said when we signed Kevin Byard, this is a huge signing, but I hope we can get 2021, 2022 Kevin Byard back to his glory days. And at 31 years old, he's absolutely doing that. He's having a spectacular year. So he's paying off for us. So if you're not going to get Xavier McKinney, Kevin Byard, a huge get, and we saved money on the process. Either way, it's working out well. The Bears are in good shape with their safeties. So this is how I grade them. Their tackling ability, especially at the safety position, that's really important. How well they can tackle. Their coverage ability, obviously that's huge. NFL pass rating against, that comes into play there too. And then turnovers created. I think the safety position more than any. Peanut punches, interceptions, those are huge. So last year, 103 qualified safeties were included in there. This is how they graded out. The Bears were actually ranked 4th. Eddie Jackson had one of his worst years. And Elijah Hicks, really terrible. 153.9 passer rating against. That's what I was worried about coming into this year. In fact, before he got the start in London, that was my concern. But he'd had such a huge preseason. Some guys take a couple years in the league. And as we know, Elijah Hicks was he undrafted or was he a late round? I think he was undrafted. Ooh, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure he was undrafted, right? Okay, this one's going to kill me that I don't know that off the top of my head. But one of those guys that's late around, he takes some time to develop, and his tackling was really, really poor. So really a liability for the Bears last year. I got to move this up so you guys can see the Lions. So the Packers were number 1 last year, but they lost a huge part of their entire 3 guys, their 3 main guys, their safeties were gone from the team. In fact, we have Jonathan Owens on our team. I projected him to be one of the 3, but he didn't get the start over Elijah Hicks. So, anyways, here we are. We've replaced Eddie Jackson with Kevin Byard, and the Packers did get Xavier McKinney, so that was huge. But this is where we stood last year. The Packers were 1, Vikings 2, Lions 3, Bears 4. As we move into this year, this is where we stand right now, and it's really flip-flopped all around. Make me even smaller. Just up here in the corner. Hi, guys. Lions are clearly far and away number 1, paying off dividends. Look at the NFL passer rating against with these guys. All 3 of them really stellar. 45.1, 39.6, 10.3. Ooh, all of those are good. And then the turnovers they're creating. They've had 4 turnovers, and the TD next to that. I'm changing this a little bit. Touchdowns allowed. So they've allowed no touchdowns against their safeties while having 8 turnovers. So that's really good. And you can see with the Packers as well, Xavier McKinney with those 5 turnovers created. And Evan Williams, the rookie, 2 turnovers created. So really solid down there. The Bears, Kevin Byard 1, Jaquan Brisker 2, but also touchdown allowed by Jaquan Brisker and Elijah Hicks. But the NFL pass rating has come down significantly for Elijah Hicks. It was almost as bad as it can be last year, 98.6. And his coverage grade is much better, and his tackling grade is significantly better. Significantly. So he's made big strides. Kevin Byard, look at that tackling grade, 90.1. That's really, really solid. So really good. Coverage grade 87.4, the only one with a higher one in the division. Brian Branch right there with him, but look at Xavier McKinney down there, 90.2, and Evan Williams, 90.5. So really some big studs in the division. Really, really good. That last row over there, NFL passer rating against, I think it goes without saying, but that is a good thing to be low. I think people understand that. The quarterback has a passer rating that's really low. So see Xavier McKinney, 8.9 NFL passer rating when he is targeted. So it's almost impossible to get anything in on Xavier McKinney. So here's my little spreadsheet. A lot of people like to see this stuff. That's why that was off from the last video. Move that over there. There's my little spreadsheet that shows the breakdown of all of it. I know it all doesn't make sense, but it just shows you kind of my process as we go throughout this, guys. And then go back to here. You can see Lions far and above away, 31.16. But then the Packers, 25.82. Bears, 24.97. Vikings, 23.38. And it's really close between the three there. So really solid. The entire division, though, has good safety. So this is not a crap video on anybody, even the Vikings. It's not a crap video on the Vikings because this is a really strong positional point. As we know, everyone in the division, well, by the time this airs, I don't know, maybe the records will have changed, but this is before the games in Week 7 are played. So this is a third of the way through the season, through Week 6, and this is where it stands right now. So 31.16 for the Lions, 25.82 for the Packers, 24.97 for the Bears, 23.38 for the Vikings. So let me know you guys' thoughts on that. I'm happy with Kevin Byard, especially since he's returned to his glory years. Really, really looks good. So I'm good with this one. I'm really happy with where the Bears are. Till next time, dabears.